I think they'll live. Can't sign up on the site for some reason. Yeah, I could copy the link, the correct one, but the week's already over.
Yeah. How are we looking?
Looks like we are live.
Alright, folks. I'm going to apologize in advance. I still don't have settings correct for OBS for this stream, so we don't have any overlays. It's going to be off-center for now. We're going to deal with it. Unfortunately, Tuco is going to have to leave, so you're going to get a full Santana solo extravaganza here.
Ooh. Sounds like fun.
Alright, so you have a good night, sir. Thank you again for coming and helping out tonight.
And thanks you. And good luck with the rest of the night, man.
Thank you. Alright.
Alright, see ya.
User disconnected from your
So
channel.
we are going to jump right into this game. Bands coming out, Darius Guerin, Tom Kench, Nidalee Mord, and Fiora. So right away, something that comes out to my mind, Skarner's up. He's a good jungler. Lulu's also available, but we'll see what comes out. As we're going to see, hover on first pick Thresh. Thresh is a good support to take blind. He doesn't really have a ton of bad matchups. He can very good playmaking support. Can either peel or make picks. Bard, on the other hand, you have to put in a lot of games on Bard. With the newer champions, experience is the most important thing. Things like Bard, Azir. The more games you put in. This is true for every champion, but especially these higher skill cap ones. The more games you put in, the more time you put in, the more experience you have in situations, you can play them to their fullest potential, and that's where Bard and Azir are right now. So if you don't consistently play Bard, he's fun, he makes nice little chimey noises, but not quite just a pick up and go support. Thresh still has a decent skill cap, can do it all, but easier to plug and play. And he fits into most team comps as well. We got the Cho'Gath hover here. Cho'Gath was popular spring season. We were seeing a lot more Cho'Gath. That was mainly just because where the meta was. He was a very good counter for that. Very sustainy laner. And Sivir here. Okay. So just a Sivir comp turns into just a Jinx comp. Jinx is in a very strong spot at the moment. She has probably one of the highest snowball potentials of all of the ADCs outside of Vayne and probably Tristana. Those are your three. When you think hyper carries, those are your three up there. Kog'Maw too, but Kog needs, you have to play Kog'Maw perfectly. He's super squishy, very, very item dependent, very team dependent as well. Ahri, I really like Ahri currently. She is pretty safe blind pick as well. Doesn't have a ton of bad matchups. Annie's actually one of them, but you don't see too many Annies unless they're one-trick ponies. If she lands her charm, she can 100-0 somebody with Ignite. In a pretty strong spot, I'd say. Xin Zhao with Devourer. Seeing a little bit of tweak. Devourer is still a strong item on these junglers. You'll see it a lot in solo queue. Xin can apply a lot of early gank pressure and kill pressure for his lanes. And LeBlanc. Okay, this is the LeBlanc Ahri matchup. TF. Well, let's see what they pick. Now, LeBlanc Ahri should go to the Ahri as long as she knows how to land charms on LeBlanc Distortion. Veigar's up. Veigar also, after some changes and some lowering on his stun, I guess we'll call it arm time, whatever. Now that it's quicker again, he's become super strong. He farms pretty safe. He can be abused early, so I'd like to see Xin do repeated ganks mid to shut down the Veigar. Because if Ahri gets ahead, she can 100-0 Veigar as long as she doesn't get hit by stun. Lee Sin, strong jungler. Out of what's available, if you don't play the other junglers, that's fine. Play what you're comfortable with. Lee Sin does have a very high skill cap, but he does apply also a lot of early pressure like Xin. Look for him to make plays here. Vayne into Jinx. This is a tough matchup for Vayne. Jinx can abuse her Q rocket range advantage and just kind of push her in. You'll see this a lot with Vayne. sure, she's really strong if she gets items and can scale into late game, but if early game, if she can get abused and rocked in lane and just constantly put under tower, harassed. Ashe is a better pick because she will provide some pick potential. Right now, outside of Xin, there isn't a ton of initiate. Thresh can land a Q, but Ashe Arrow is going to provide a lot of that, but it goes back to the Vayne. And we have a Riven pick from Ander into Cho'Gath. It's kind of a tough one there. Riven can all in at level 2 if she gets the advantage, but if she just kind of sits in lane and farms, it will go to Cho'Gath. Alright, so we got some countdowns here. We'll take a look at summoners because I'm pretty sure these are going to stick for the teams. We have Exhaust on both supports, Ignite on the Ahri. As an assassin, we talked about this in game 1, you want the Ignite, actually game 2 I should be more specific, you want the Ignite to apply that kill pressure in lane. Make sure you can 100-0 your other lane opponent. And Ahri needs that little bit extra until she's got 2 or 3 items when her EQW will do about 60% of somebody's HP. Veigar, on the other hand, is a TP mid laner, and we talked about this earlier with TP being so strong, the versatility it provides with TP flanks, sustaining in rough lanes. It does a lot. So look for him to use the first TP or 2 to get back to lane, keep farming his Q, get that max AP, and start one-shotting people with just his W because it has a stupid high ratio. Brand with the... we'll see Brand support again. Actually, Thresh versus Brand again. Blue team's got to be mindful not to be too close together when Brand throws his ult or his... I believe it's his... Q is the circle AoE. Make sure they're dodging that as best they can. So, real quick, while we're getting ready for this delay to be over with, for those of you new, we are the Trinity Force Network, and this is Battle Arena. We are providing commentary and tips and tricks and anything you could possibly imagine while we spectate this game. We try to simulate a solo queue environment and help you guys get better at this game. Battle Arena takes place Thursdays starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we usually run about 3 games depending on how turnout is. And then as well, we have Bronze Bootcamp for all you bronzies if you want to learn some new things. We have a bronze only one just for you guys that takes place Saturdays at noon. Now we just made a website transition, so that right now our Battle Arena and Bronze Bootcamp signups are not where they used to be, and they're not on the new site yet either. That'll get fixed this weekend, so sorry for the inconvenience this week. I know some people were like, where do I sign up? Well, we're still working some tweaks out on the new version of the website. So right now, if you want to sign up for Battle Arena, it's going to be trinityforcepodcast.com/BA signup. And then for Bronze Bootcamp, it is going to be trinityforcepodcast.com/BBC signup. Now we're going to start resetting those sheets consistently on Sundays. So if you want to get in on next week's, go ahead and wait till Monday. And
hey, wake up.
Thank you. Sorry, stream. I should really turn off those notifications. As Ander is freaking out. We are almost in game. And I also should have mentioned this earlier, but still a little more talking time. The Trinity Force Network is a collection of podcasts, with our main one, the Trinity Force proper, which will talk about champion breakdowns, meta changes, patch notes. They'll do all that for you in about an hour, twice a week. They actually go live on twitch.tv/tforcepodcast. I believe 7 or 8 Eastern Mondays and Wednesdays. Along with that, we have our LCS Rundown. They are our professional league podcast. They will cover the LCS regions, and as well as LCK, LPL, LMS to a lesser extent, especially with Worlds right now. They've been talking about week 1 and the surprise that has been Cloud9 3-0ing their group thus far. Oh. And here we go. We are getting into the game. Hopefully. I believe in you, computer. I know you can do this. Along with our LCS rundown, brothers, we have our Oslol. We're good. Cool. We are good. All right. Oslol. They are our Australian podcast. They cover everything Oceania, so you can raise your koalas with that podcast. And then finally, rounding out our network for League is going to be our 4 Awards podcast. That's going to cover everything that a new player would want to know, such as the difference between AP, AD, where should I ward, item paths, things like that, how to peel. Now, as a network, we are growing. We're branching into new and exciting things. So we also are on episode 6 of our Hearthstone podcast, Hearth of the Cards, hosted by now Valm, and I think Chris is on there as well. And they'll break down deck ideas, where the meta is going. When new sets get released, they'll look at all the new cards and give you guys the tips and tricks to climb up to the legend status in that game. And finally, we just released our first episode of T-Force RPG. It's a long story. I'm a part of that. I am one of the players. I'm playing Lumalia Thura, a Slayer, and that's going to be our RPG D&D Pathfinder podcast, where it's a live action playthrough, and you guys can listen to our shenanigans go on. We also, along with that, have the T-Force RPG community, where we're running about 9 RPG games a week, from things like D&D Pathfinder, Warhammer, Mutants and Masterminds. There's a Star Wars game going on. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead, send myself a message, either on League or Twitter, or Lashak in League or Twitter. We can get you guys into our Slack, get you guys into a game and playing some D&D. Alright, so while we're waiting on the Vayne to load in, we can take a look at skins here. Skin advantage right now is definitely going to go to red team, or blue team I should say, as Arcade Riven and Academy Ari are some of the best skins. Sorry guys, they just are. Alright, as we wait for this delay here. No big deal. Slowly coming in. Early buys. And we are off. Ari's out of the gate. And we are set. So right now, if we take a look, again, we see coin on Thresh. We talked about this last game. It depends on what you want. It looks like he actually has HP runes. So we'll worry about that in a little bit. Vayne still in base. And Veigar. Where are you? They're just kind of flashing some mastery, doing some chatting, getting some wards out here. I suppose I should turn on full vision so we can see where the red team is. So this is really risky by Thresh. If Brand had been here, okay. You guys should not be doing this. You don't have an ADC. Guys, if your ADC is not here, you can pause the game. That way we don't have a 4v5, or if there's a DC, you can pause these. These are custom games. They are tournament draft. You are allowed to pause. So that way we can get a fair game. I hope somebody's listening here. Yeah, okay, and there was the pause coming through. So we'll wait while Vayne tries to connect. It looks like she wasn't loaded in when we actually got into game. And there's the reconnect. Perfect. So let's take a look here. We've got Doran's Ring start on Cho'Gath. Longsword 3 for Riven. Pretty standard. Now, back to Thresh. We were talking about this. Relic Shield is really good because it allows some more aggressive trading. It gives you some sustain. And in this Brand lane, Brand doesn't have natural sustain. It actually doesn't look like he has 21 in his utility because he only has 3 pot. Okay, it looks like Riven is going to end up doing a camp here. Good ward here by the Riven just to make sure there's no cheeky invade.
Microphone muted.
You go to bed? Good night. Love you.
Microphone activated.
Alright, and here we go. Laning starts. So both duos come to bot late. they should realize, hey, jungler started blue side and red side respectively for the teams. Lee, oh, we actually see Lee coming in here. This is an aggressive early invade. He hasn't taken a buff yet. And this is actually, oh, and he doesn't get the camp. This is really risky by Lee. Looks like this Viger is actually shoving in the Ahri. So, oh god. So, Mischarm. This Lee's wasting a lot of time instead of farming, and he doesn't have a buff. So, the invade, while a cute idea, hasn't paid off. And now we see that he's going to be behind, where Xin is going to be doing okay. Top lane, we see level 3 going into Cho'Gath. Some strong trading. Got the stun off. This might be a flash. And that's going to be first blood for Riven. Good job. So Cho tried the farm when she was a level down. And then silence was late. Good ward by the Riven to keep vision on the Cho'Gath. So this is actually going to require a TP back. Ahri, when you're mid lane, it's usually not a great idea just to throw charms out, because charm is going to be one of your important defensive abilities in lane. And we see some action going bot lane. Exhaust coming out. Vayne, one more auto. Don't flash for it. Got it. Okay, so you did have E still. Almost got that, but that's really good there. Good job holding your heal until Thresh absolutely needed it. And that was just unfortunate there. So the thing I was talking about with Ahri, until you're 6, you don't really have a good way to get out of a gank unless you charm the Lee Sin coming in. So just, it also costs, what, it's 85 mana. So you don't really need to use that unless there's a 100% kill coming in, because you're, oh, Brand, looks like Brand tried to dive and died. Unless there's a 100% kill coming in, or you need to protect yourself from getting ganked. So right now, as we see, that is actually putting, that invade Lee did, is putting him behind a level and some minions. This is a good read by the Xin. They know Cho'Gath's pushing up, and he doesn't have flash. Good flash in. They might get the knock up, but yeah, you should have waited, Riven, to play that back a little further. Force the Cho'Gath to walk in. So right now we can take a look at. He's got plus 25 AP in the mid lane. So he's farming okay, but definitely try and apply some pressure there. Now Lee's taking his blue, so that means blue's going to be denied from this Veigar for quite a long time. And this is also why that invade was bad, because now you're delaying your mid laner from blue. Another kill for Vayne. Good stun. Careful though, here comes a Lee Sin. No vision right here in this river, but Lee's going to back off anyway. So, okay, Hurricane or Recurve Bow first is bad. We mentioned that attack speed's really good on Vayne, but Cutlass is more important buy because it gives you an active, and it gives you lifesteal in lane. Recurve just gives you straight attack speed and it doesn't do anything. Almost got the hook, so just go ahead, back off. So this ward right here is the ward we like to call, oh, this is too late, Bush. Ward. Brand dies again, stuck in lane. The reason this ward's not very good is because by the time the jungler gets here, if you guys are pushed up here and you see him now, he can kill you. So we like to see this ward out here more. Good hook. Vayne, you're tanking tower. Riven solos out. Cho. A lot of action going across the map. Good stun by the Veigar. That flash was unnecessary. You already took all the damage. So right now we see a snowball towards blue team. And one of the things I like to see when snowballs start happening for both teams is for vision to start increasing. So right now, good sights down here, but we should see more wards coming out of all of these players. They should have pinks here. Like Riven, you should get a pink and some greens. Mid, when you on your next back, because you're sitting a lot of gold, you should get a pink and some greens. There we go, pinks coming out, greens coming out. This is what you have to do to keep pressing your advantage. Get a line of wards starting at river, and then slowly start advancing that as you go. Now red team, you have to just play defensive. Keep wards in your jungle, make sure they're not invading too hard. And we'll watch this Vayne CS them. So good CS numbers, mid lane for the most part. These are a little low, and Cho'Gath, just because he's so far behind, is getting focused on. Now Xin going Chilling Smite and Boots. It looks like he's going to go Warrior instead of Devourer. That's going to give him an earlier power spike. And yeah, just take this into tower. Lee is getting Scuttle Crab control. Fire at the back. But he shouldn't be topside right now because there's no potential of attacking this Riven from any position. But he's going to get some deep vision, counter jungle Gromp. Not bad. Zin's actually going to come across. And Arya's pushed up. Veigar, you can use your... Oh boy. This is what we see a lot with Vayne snowballs, is once they get an early kill, you have to respect that. And Cho'Gath also dying. So Vayne and Riven, when they get a lead, can be absolutely oppressive. So Cho'Gath did the right thing, building Glacial Shroud, but he's just getting... You have to just lose farm and stay in lane for the XP, because right now you're down 2 levels. So that means staying back, farming with Q, farming with Feral Scream. If you can just... Right now they just need to play passive. This TP is a little... It's a... Save tower barely. Lee should not go in on this, because she's fine. Good stun. Another Q should end it here. Good flash. Good reactionary flash. So she's going to get out. Just checking some wards. Well, but once again, blue team, only that's a good deep pink ward, but they only have 1 deep ward here. Oh, Vayne. Oh boy, a lot of action going on everywhere. Xin coming down. Good. This is where you charm. Ooh, you gotta land that charm though. Alright, you had ult. You could, if you land that charm, that is 100% deadly. Also, you probably still could have killed him with just the 3 ult charges. And you had ignite, yeah. So be aware of how much damage you have and when you can go in. Because that was a great hook by Thresh. You have to follow that up with a landed charm. Just go ahead, shove this in. Forces Veigar to farm under tower. Pink here going to clean out this blue. And Riven has Tiamat Brutalizer. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. You just have to... You're behind a lot. You just have to farm. Or even just go take these... Cho'Gath take these golems. Xin actually hasn't done a lot. Here comes... This is really delayed. Like, that should have been... Like, this gank should not have happened, Brand. You have to be more aware. That flash also wasn't necessary. Good stun by the Vayne. That's going to kill him. Lee's here. Oh, there's no tower here. Yep. Good shutdown. Switch the minigun. Switch the minigun. Switch the minigun. Kite. Move. Kite. This is a bad TP because it's too late now. So you... Boosh, work on your kiting and, you know, not standing and autoing. You have to. Andrew, did you see it? You're sitting on a pink. There you go. You have to be able to, as an ADC, you have to be able to take a shot, move, take a shot, move, take a shot, move. You have to learn how to orb walk. Because you just standing there doesn't really do anything. Also, when you're in that close range, switch the minigun. One of the big parts of playing Jinx is getting 3 stacks of her Q passive and then switching to rocket form. Or if you're just that close, keep it up on Q. Keep that max attack speed up. Oh, Ahri. You don't have enough. You didn't have enough mana to all in there anyway, and you don't have ult as well. So this is what I'm talking about. You can't just keep throwing charms out because you want to. You have to use them strategically. Cho'Gath fighting this off. Vayne picks off the Brand again. So Brand, you should just be going Sightstone instead of trying to finish Frosting. Good hook, but your Vayne's not there. So Thresh, you went a little too far without having Vayne next to you and without having True Vision until too late. So, and she also has Blade. Also, Jinx, Crit Cloak is a bad first buy. It doesn't really give you any stats. So you should have either saved up for Pickaxe, or ideally you'd want to just save until you have BF Sword. You have BF Sword right now, so I'd like to see you back and get that. But yeah, don't buy Crit Cloak ever. Oh, Xin, not enough. Lee, you gotta hit. Good flash Q by the Veigar, but Lee, you have to hit that Q. That's a pretty easy one. Alright, so 6k gold lead, or 5k gold lead for blue team. They're getting some good job Riven controlling this top side vision. And they're getting Dragon now. But they don't have the vision to protect it. Good stun by the Veigar, and another kill. This Veigar is starting to make plays. There is no jungler smite here, so you have to be careful. This is why you need deep provision as they got, just to protect that. So good job there. This is, again, this ward's too late. Good traps by the Jinx. But here comes Riven. You're going to have to burn flash if you have it. Good stun. And flash out. Okay. Oop, flashed into this wall. So you have to know your flash ranges to be able to get over that. Good ward here. And Xin, keep pressuring this. You can 100% take this. Unless Veigar's here. So, a little late on stun. Gonna pick up some Q stacks. So, Vayne is the main carry, so... Oh. Good double kill. Just playing on your vision advantage. Cho'Gath's in a really bad spot. And nice hook. But the Veigar damage gets Thresh. Cho'Gath. I'd be careful. Alright. So, red team needs to disengage, blue team needs to heal. Veigar's actually getting a lot of damage. If we take a look, he has 130 bonus ability power from his Q stacking. So just like Nasus, the longer this game goes, the more damage he's going to have until he can eventually just one-shot anybody with like a W. Good Q. We have double Sightstone here, so red team should start getting more vision control. Vayne, you're being really greedy. You have vision, but this could also turn really sour really quick. Jinx, don't chase it, just worry about the farm. There you go. Switch to other. This, oh, here comes a Cho'Gath TP. And this is what I was talking about. You're just in a really greedy position. Unfortunately, Veigar might not get here. No, he will. Gonna get out with the skin of his teeth, though. And there's a good Riven TP. Good stun by the Veigar. And it actually chains 2. Good charm by the Ahri as well. But they have to be careful. Don't have a lot of mana here. Just go ahead and back off. Get some heals, get some buys. Sitting on not a lot of gold, but Veigar is. Veigar needs this buy right now. Looks like he's going to finish his Morellos and get a Rod. So he's sitting in a pretty good spot for his team. Now, the later this game goes, also, it's going to be... Red team can get back in this, because with Cho'Gath silence and Veigar stun range, they have a lot of ways to combat this Riven. Because Riven can't dash through Veigar stun, so as long as Veigar is good about that, Riven should not be able to get on top. Good stun. Again, not just that's 3 times. He just hasn't quite had enough damage. Burns the Vayne flash though, so make sure you make note of that when you see people use flashes. Make sure you guys keep timers, even if it's just like Vayne flash. Usually it's going to be 5 minutes. The only time it's not is if they're support or mids with biscuits. But good stun there. Good flash Lee. But doesn't look like they have enough tower, please. Gets it. So good play by the Lee, getting a pick there. Jinx Rocket coming in late. So they're starting to make picks. They're starting to take advantage. So you guys have to... This is because you had no vision up here. You have a sight stone. Thresh, you need to be warding more. Where is Thresh? Oh, he just died, duh. Oh, get that tick. Oh. Good try. So, once again, this ward's too late. It's actually not even in the bush. And you see blue just has full control of this. That's why they're able to collapse on that. Jinx finishes her IE though, so that's a pretty big power spike. It's a little late though. Now, Veigar can stall this game. He's got pretty good wave clear with W and Q. So if he gets Ludens next, this game could actually go for a pretty long time. Red team has a lot of stalling capabilities. Right now they're all kind of clustered here. Riven should be splitting top. Even though she doesn't, well, Veigar has TP, so they're gonna get this turret, and they should be setting up Dragon Vision. So they actually did a good job here. Oh, good Q, good Q in the E there. But this is about the Veigar damage is real. Gonna not quite live. Ahri goes in. And then blue team just... Oh, good stun. Oh, Vayne, you have to figure out which target you want. See, there's a big split there. Team wasn't focused, and so nobody died when there were 2 super low targets. Good Veigar stun. Under tower to force Riven out and Ahri. So right now, blue team should 100% worry about getting back to Dragon. Xin, you can't go top right now with Dragon up. Blues, they're not going to invade your blue, and Ahri needs that anyway. Good job turning around there. So yeah, looks like both teams are pinging this out. Now red has no vision, so they have to be very careful about face checking this. Looks like some tank stats coming in. Frozen Heart and probably a Banshee's Veil. Probably could have got Aegis here. Aegis is going to be very important for blue to get so they don't get one shot by Veigar. And Locket Shield is really important too. You guys are taking a lot of free dragon damage. Good hook. Don't go in. Oh, you don't. You're by yourself. See, this Lee's got a ton of damage. Yep. So this happened because you guys just soaked dragon damage forever. Good Brand ult. Riven with the flash. Oh, and there's the Veigar one shot on Vayne. Walked into it. Ooh. Okay, guys. Again, you gotta be careful of the stuns. Veigar's got his death cap. He has one shot potential now. Riven can tank this out and lifesteal. Thresh, you have to make sure you're away from that. Yeah, good job turning that one around. So, okay. Riven should push out this bot lane after she takes Scuttle, or Ahri can, whichever. And we see PD coming in. Frozen Heart for Cho. Some pretty big item buys. It looks like Zin's going to actually go Ravenous Hydra. At this point, your team needs a frontline tank. And because you went Warrior, you're not going to scale it as well until the late game. As if you went Devourer. So I would prioritize getting some tank stats here. Ideally some sort of MR because Veigar is the strongest member on their team. Oh, Riven, you're in a bad spot. Good job getting out though. But, okay, so that was a play that didn't need to be made. You guys have a big gold lead. there's no reason to try and make a pick here when there's vision, and they've been doing a good job keeping vision in their red side jungle. They're actually doing a really good job keeping in this game after the crazy snowball. Vayne, you need to get QSS immediately, because if you get stunned again by Veigar, you're dead. Oh, good charm by the Ahri. Gonna burn us. Dead. Then Veigar is just so big right now. If you get caught, he's gonna 100% you. No problem. Miss stun, and there's another good Veigar stun. You're playing this really well. So, blue team is not respecting that at all, and they're getting caught out by it. Ahri's gets the pick. Good stun. Oh, so much damage. Yep. So Veigar is at a point where he is. This is how you just stay in the game and come from behind. Is you just keep making smart plays. Blue is trying to be overly aggressive, and they're getting caught out by this Veigar stun under tower and bad chokes, and he's just creating picks by himself because that's what Veigar does. Once he's on his cooldowns, he doesn't do as much. Although his Q's on what, a 3-second cooldown now? Yeah. So, and he's got 212 on the stacks. So Vayne needs, yep, there, she's gonna go get QSS now. Riven needs to get QSS. And honestly, this needs to have been Locket. Because Locket can try and help you survive Veigar burst. If he catches a squishy, they're 100% dead. But they might be able to live. If you're quick enough with your QSS, you should never die to Veigar. Good hook. But Lee's gonna get out. You have to be really careful with taking that too, because that could have ended really badly if Veigar was there. Xin, you shouldn't be over there. This is good Lee Sin Q, making up for that earlier one. Rocket hits, but not gonna happen. So they're gonna pick up Scuttle. Riven's top lane. Riven gets some wards top and just keep splitting. Nobody's responding to you yet, so just stay up there for a little bit. Lee's actually got home guards now. Brand has Rylai's as well, so this time you don't have boots yet, so don't even worry about getting Mobies. There's 3 bot for no reason, and Riven's caught out top lane. And there is the Ahri. She has so much damage. So this is a lack of vision on... Just go ahead and back off. Good. Brand ult. Wasted flash. But there's 5 top now, with 2 of your attack damage junglers, or members here. You have to be careful. They're just backing. Veigar's 100% getting home guards here. Oh, he actually got stopped on his back. So good play by Riven and Ahri then with the roam to draw everybody top lane. Now you guys should see dragons up in a minute. Ooh. You have vision. They're at about 1:30 before they time out. So if Thresh, you have any wards? Nope. So you guys can't get any vision up. I mean, Zen could have put his trinket ward down. This should be switched over to Sweeper soon. It should have already been switched over to Sweeper. Vayne with QSS. Looks like she's gonna get IE next. This is a bad buy. Don't just get crit cloak. The crit chance isn't as good. If you had the money for pickaxe, yeah, just get pickaxe. But you have QSS now, so that's good. Lee probably should have given that one over the Jinx, although she's behind right now, so maybe not a great idea. Still. And Cho just building straight tank at this point. This Mobius is really not as useful at 25-26 minutes because you didn't get the free speed early on in the game. So Mercs or Sorks actually would have been better for you, Brand. Thresh, I still would have liked to see Mobies on you. But we see Banshees coming out here. Maw. So right now, just Thresh, you should be with your team. Don't be off by yourself. There's no reason for you to sit mid. This is really bad of you. As a support, you need to be with your team. Don't worry about the wave. Worry about being there for your team. If you want to wait somewhere, wait in these bushes. And they get dragon. So that's third dragon. That's actually pretty important. Good hook. Don't go. But oh. So the isolated targets. This is what Vayne likes. Good job for Riven to kill the Jinx. Don't dive the Veigar though. This is why. Vayne, use your active. You didn't use Bork that entire fight. Blue team, that was a great pick on the Jinx, but you went too far and you got caught by Veigar again. Cho'Gath caught out on the outside by himself. Good hook into Charm. Don't get greedy here. Veigar has stun up. Now that it's down, what is the cooldown on that, by the way? It's on an 8.4 second cooldown. Oh goodness gracious. And we have a pause here. Wonder what the pause is for. And Yoda DC'd. Nice. Alright. So guys, make sure your internet's good before you take in this. If it happens, that's okay, but you know, run a test, whatever, before you jump in here. We just want to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible. So now that we have a moment breaking the action, we can take a full look at builds. We have Rylai's coming out. I'd actually prefer that to be Zhonya's if you're really worried. The big damage threats here are Riven and Ahri, as well as Vayne. So being able to Zhonya's after you burn your rotation while they go in on you is actually preferable. But Rylai's is also good. It'll give you some slow, some follow, some chase potential. Ahri went with the Luden's build. You see that a lot now. It gives her that extra burst to one-shot somebody. I would expect to see this either into Zhonya's next. Again, I really like Zhonya's, especially into Veigar. If you're quick enough, you can Zhonya's the ult. This is going to be Cleaver for Lee. I don't like that. I think you should be going tank at this point. Your team has more than enough damage with Veigar and Jinx. Just go ahead and make sure you're able to peel for them. Xin finally getting some tank stats. It looks like probably a Randuin's, and then maybe a Spirit Visage wouldn't be bad with the Hydra synergy. Riven, get a QSS soon. Thresh, Frozen Heart's not as important here, so maybe Zeke's. So right now we get some Baron wards coming in by red team. If we take a look at blue team vision, they actually have some okay wards. Just kind of this periphery line, but they want some deeper wards if they want to siege this. Right now, Riven, she has TP available, should go bot and pressure this, while the rest of the team pressures the mid lane. Red, on the other hand, doesn't really have any vision, so they're playing blind. They have to be super cautious here. I think Xin just fat fingered his ult. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so not used to... Whoa, where am I going? So they're going to take a blue buff here. Denying that from Veigar. You guys are standing on a ward. You have to be aware of where wards are. So, yes, the inhib's open, but you should really be pressuring it with only one. Preferably your split pusher Riven. And then get this wave pushing up. You have top wave. It's going to be pushing into you. You have to be cautious. Veigar stunned down. You have about 4 seconds before that's back up. Because a wombo here into like stun into silence Q into Lee kick could be oh, and there it is. That's what I was talking about. Riven gets in but gets kicked out immediately. Another good stun. Lee lands the kick, and that's going to be an ace. Great team fight out of red team. Another stun. And they can go ahead and probably push mid at this point, get a turret, and maybe back out for Baron. Just you have to respect the Riven or the Vigar stun, and they're not, right? Blue team's just not. Like, there's still no QSS on the Riven. And I haven't seen Vayne use Bork passive yet, or active yet, so make sure you use that. Now, it doesn't look like red team's going to get anything out of this. They might get mid lane turret, but Vayne's already here. There you go. Oh. Okay, yep. Vigar's at the point where he can pretty much... The ratios on Vigar's W and R make it so he doesn't have to hit Q to one-shot you. If we take a look, his R does 1500 plus 80% of MR and... or AP, opponent's AP, and his W does 1200. So, first of all, this champion's in a pretty poor balance state right now. But disregarding that, you have to... It's really hard to play around at this point where he's super fed, and he has 4 items and Alacrities. Jinx Rocket coming in to check Baron. You just saw the Ahri pick, so it's pretty unlikely, but it doesn't hurt. They're going to get a ward in there. But Riven still has TP. You should abuse this. I actually haven't seen Vigar use TP to a very good effect yet either. But Riven should go bot. Pressure this. And blue team should try and bait Baron. I mean, they're giving up control right now. They should transition here and get a pick here. Oh, man. So Vigar's just at a point where he's one-shotting the tank line as well. Although Zen doesn't have a lot of tank stats. You're going to win this by splitting. So they drew 3 here. And Dragon's up. They should be rotating the Dragon. Because at this point, blue team can... While the gold, they have a lead, it doesn't matter at this point because of how fed the Vigar is. So they need to pressure this Dragon, because 5th Dragon is how they're going to win this game. Because right now they're just going to get outscaled, and they need that 4th Dragon. Thresh is off clearing wards by himself. Good charm. Gotta hit that Q though. That's a majority of your damage. Now you need to make a pick on the Vigar, but it's gonna be really hard. Nice kill on the Jinx. She's not really worth anything though. Lee should not go in on this Q. Vigar stuns up. Good exhaust, but there's nobody. Your team's not there. They get scuttle control. Like nothing's gonna happen here. Red team can just pressure Baron. Vigar can zone them off, or Red Dragon, I should say. Sorry, not Baron. Red team can zone them off, and there should be a free Dragon. Okay, stuns down. Doesn't quite get it. They get the pick on the Brand. Fire uses ult. He doesn't one-shot anybody. There's going to be a lot of flashes. Nope. So, a 1 for Dragon, essentially. That's actually pretty big for blue team. That's 6%. AP and AD is going to add up. Xin, be careful. You're dead. So this was greedy. You're dead. Oh. There's no reason for you to stay there. Dragon's already gone. You're not going to pick anybody off or take that blue away. A lot of farm top lane. What did Thresh get? Looks like he's gonna try and get... I'm not quite sure. But I would advise Thresh to get a Mikhail's because Vigar is destroying your team and it's always the stuns. So it looks like we have QSS coming in for Riven. Now this game can still be won if they make picks, blue team makes picks, and just avoids this Vigar. But Vigar looks like he's going to get Banshees next to make sure he doesn't get caught out by Riven or Xin Zhao or a Thresh Q, which is smart. He doesn't really need another AP item. He has his Void Staff. He has his Death Cap. That's all he's going to need. He's at 1,000 already. So he's just itemizing good defensively. Lee's going to pick up that. So they opened up this inhib bot, but they haven't really tried to split it. Riven has still had TP. She should abuse that right now. Still 5k gold lead. Cho'Gath has actually been starved out of farm because of all the grouping they've done early. So he's just trying to get farm where he can. Dead Man's Plate coming on Lee Sin. It's a greedy item. I would have preferred to see Randuin's. And right now this is what you need to do. You need to have somebody come and deal with the Riven and then pressure Baron while they're at Riven. See, Riven's going up. Go Baron. Yeah, there you go. There's the pings. Yeah, force. They sent everybody back. Just go. And then stun down. Just go ahead and do it. Now you have to be super careful here. They get the inhib. Now just back off. You won this. You 100% won this. Riven is sitting here. Just keep. Veigar's gonna burn TP. Then this is perfect play. This is how you need to do it. Now you need to focus as Baron. Good charm. Emily steals it. Oh, Ahri hit the charm but just couldn't get it. Oh, Ahri, you can't fight this. You have to back off. There's wards. So that was perfect play. That was perfect play calling by Blue. But that is a great steal by Lee. Ahri even hit the charm there. Oh. Vayne, you can't just farm that after what just happened with Veigar still up. So that's a wasted flash. Back, you'll get one shot. Don't even bother. Let Ahri come and try and clean this up. Unfortunately, if Blue got that Baron, that would have been as well of a... Okay, Veigar. But yeah, good job at Riven. I mean, but misplay by Zen. You have to hit your smites there. You have to know when you can smite, especially when you had the opportunity to with the Ahri charm. So looks like they have to try and get vision on this dragon and not get picked by the Veigar. This Veigar is 100% carrying this game. He has Banshees now. It's gonna be really hard to even pick him. They haven't been able to get on him before this. Yep, there goes. Good night. And unfortunately, that's a catch out there. They're going to push down. Somebody has to go clear bot. Brand can do it just fine. Just pop that, and this should be 40-second death timers. This could probably be an inhib. Ahri can't clear this by herself. Not without dying. So red team did everything right here to come back into this game. They warded up their jungle. They made picks when they could. Veigar has played phenomenally with his stuns. But blue team has also misplayed this. They made a really good Baron play and then didn't get the Baron. And now they are going to lose an inhib for it. Yep, and they're going to back off and go rotate to Dragon. They should have timer. Timers are global. And gold has been evened up. Alright. Vayne, you sold your QSS. I don't know why you sold your QSS, but never sell items unless it's like Doran's for like your 4th item. And even then that's questionable. Because then you're just wasting gold value. Jinx is still really far behind, but Veigar does so much AoE. Zin's top lane with Dragon up for no reason. You can't be splitting top with Dragon up. Thresh, what are you doing? And there's Vigar. It's too late now. And dragon resets. Vayne actually gets dragon number 4. And you guys just have to back off and run as best you can. Good charm by the Ahri. And just try and wave clear this. Good job to steal dragon there, Vayne, keeping focus there. So right now, 5th dragon can still turn this around for blue team, but it's going to take a lot. Red team rotates. There's actually a big wave bot lane, and Riven almost has TP. You have to be careful. So Cho's actually going to go deal with that. A backdoor can still happen. And him just respawn, so less likely, but be cautious. And Riven's going to pick up blue buff. Thresh is back up. And we see Ahri coming in. Ooh. Vigar just does so much damage. Actually pops Maul right there. Now blue team, I'd advise giving this one up. This turret's going to be really hard to defend. Outers usually are. Or inners, I suppose. So Banshee's also picked up by Lee. A lot of Banshees coming in this game to try and negate the stuns. Baron's up in a minute 40, so both teams should be vying for control. I'd actually hold off on getting the scuttle, but they'll pick up it anyway. First solo cast game, and we have a long one, folks. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Pretty competitive game thus far. What looked like an early snowball has turned into a Vigar one-shot fest. Alright, so Thresh should back here for some more wards, and Riven is going to try and split push with TP. That means blue has to do exactly what they did last time and just play the safe game. Bait the Baron, or try and, right now, try and make picks in this jungle. Cho'Gath just pushed up, they could have killed him right here. Now you can't wait here because Vigar can kill you. See, now just let the Riven split and just go and bait Baron soon. Push that top wave in. Yeah, there you go. Good ping. Vayne's gonna grab red buff. Xin, you can't. There's 30 seconds on Baron. You can't be farming. You're not even a Devourer, so there's no point in getting these camps. Ward's gonna catch that out. So Riven, you just have to play cautious. Vigar does have TP up, so be aware of that. This is a really late Aegis. This should have been out at like 25 minutes, but better late than never. Some awkward back timings. Baron's going to be up in about 5 seconds, so they gave up all vision control they had. And Ahri's got to be careful. Don't bother burning ult. Good dodge. Just shove this up. You're good. So now she's going to be getting Zhonya's. Oh, you're on a ward, Riven. They sent 2. Thresh, be careful. They clear the wards. Nope. Oh, Zin's caught out. Vayne lives. And unfortunately, Vigar is so strong at this point. Xin was up too far without his team. Vigar are nearly one-shot Vayne, and then Q and W did enough to kill the Ahri. TP's gonna come in. Unfortunately, second Baron's gonna go over to red team. Riven, you're really far up with you got some vision. Uh-oh. Need to be careful. Vayne. Oh. Oh no. Good pick by the Vayne. Red team just didn't have vision for that. Jinx, you shouldn't be by yourself at this point in the game anyway. That's a 70-second death timer. You will be down for when Dragon comes up, and this is going to be probably a deciding point in the game. If blue team can get a good fight, pick off the Veigar, or get Dragon before that point. Oh, Riven, run. She's stalling so much time right now. Red team just needs to abandon this at this point and just start. Now, you have to remember they have Baron buff, so you have to back off. And they have home guards. And they're fast as hell. So this is really good right now. They're splitting their resources and pulling right around the map. Good. Some really nice mechanical play there with 2 good dodges. And a good pick here. Riven's going to get inhib for free, and they get a Cho'Gath pick. That's another 77-second death timer. Oh, Vayne. Do you have enough? Tumble. But Veigar. That's a waste of an ult Veigar on the Thresh. You probably could have killed him with a Q. But Riven's still bot lane. She's pressuring this a lot. Riven should go Dragon. You should realize how important 5th Dragon is and just go Dragon. Yup. If this game has been a multitude of plays by both teams. Jinx is casually up top. Let's see if Riven. Lee's got to be really careful here because he's the only one here. Can you get the steal? That is twice Lee has gotten a steal. This is a really important steal too. Ahri gets the pick top lane, but again, if only Lee, only you could secure that. That's so. I don't know what happened there, but that's twice you missed your smite. So that's something as you jungle more, you get used to. But man, that's a real heartbreaker there. Because again, Riven and you guys are playing this map correctly, dragging them around the map, but jungler has to secure these objectives. It looks like Ahri's gonna get Void Staff finally. Actually, take a look at Veigar. He's got bonus 400 AP. He's almost 1300 at this point. His R does 1800 damage plus 80% of AP. That's a lot. He can just click R on Ahri and she dies. So right now vision control's lacking for both teams. This is what happens when you get later in the game. Xin probably needs another Negatron. It's going to be really hard to try and survive this. Riven has GA and Banshees. Like, if Riven ever gets on the Veigar will be dead. But, unfortunately, that's not the way this game has been going. Vayne has to be super cautious as well. She has Banshees, but she doesn't have QSS. I'd actually prefer it the other way around. But you do how you will. So, both teams playing cautiously here. Next, multi-man death for either team could be the end of the game. There's an open inhib on both sides. And this mid lane turret is actually almost dead too. Thresh, you're off by yourself. Thresh, you need to stop roaming. Don't go top. Please don't go. Support should not be splitting. Ever. Let your solo lanes do that. Let your ADC pick those up. You need to be with a team. Because right now, if they see this and they get a pick because all of you guys are... Did Vayne DC again? She's been chilling in base for a while. Oh, there she goes. Like, you are not the responsible one to take care of this. You are necessary for your team. Oh, you're so far up. You're not gonna end. Okay, you're in a real bad spot. And this is where games are won and lost. You didn't have the vision to be up that far, and you got collapsed on. Simple as that. Thresh is still up here by himself. You've been up. You should not be here. So this is probably going to be an inhib, at least. Probably Baron, honestly. Just give up the inhib. I don't know what Thresh is doing. But Veigar can 100% kill you. Just rotate the Baron. Get the ward set up. And as we see, pick going to be set up here, but there's vision. So they're going to clear out some vision. There's a pick on Brand mid lane. Just buy Vayne. That's really important. Riven's going to have TP up now. She should TP in instantly. And they should just try and go for this. Riven, where's your TP? There it is. That's so big for the Riven. They got Baron. Riven's gonna die here though. Vayne, don't overcommit. Xin, don't overcommit. All of you, back off. Good Q by the Ahri. Back off, home guard. There's a huge wave top. Just heal up if you need to. And somebody's gotta deal with top. Somebody go bot. Actually, just all group together. There's 2 dead. And you got Baron. Vayne, you have to be careful. Wait for your team. It looks like they're gonna rotate bot. So that was really good play. Started with a nice pick. Don't forget that you have Locket Shield. Yeah, don't forget your actives, guys. I know it's late in the game and you're stressed out, but good hook, don't. And this is going to be the kill that ends the game. That hook on Veigar just won them the game. Maybe. Vayne's here. Blade, Vayne. Blade. Use your blade. You have blade. And there is the kill on the Cho'Gath. Yup. And this is going to be a blue team victory once they get some. Once they get up and focus that. Yeah, just go ahead, keep pushing this. You have huge death timers. You have, get these waves in. It's 1 down. What a game. Not over yet. Not over. And this is why you needed to focus down the Nexus, Vayne. Because now it's going to be super hard for you guys to close out. It's going to be almost, that was your one chance. Veigar's not going to make that mistake again by getting caught out there. Now, fortunately, I don't think they can come out and get this dragon. So you guys will have 5th Dragon at least on 2 of your members. But that was your opportunity, and you guys focused on champions instead of ending the game. So that's Aspect right there. Ahri needs to be careful. Don't try and backdoor. Good pick. Probably could have killed him if you wanted to. You had Ignite, so it's a lot of damage. Riven's gonna get boots, BT instead of boots here. And we have pings. So right now, blue team just needs to go top with Aspect, push this in, and let the super minions do work. Everybody needs to go top. Everyone. That includes you too, Riven. You don't have TP at the moment. Everybody just needs to go top. So this is a really strenuous situation where one little mistake could end the game. Ahri, you two should be with the team. This is how you lose this game, is by getting picked. And this is what I was talking about. Riven, you should not have been there, and this is actually going to cost your team the game. Maybe. We'll see. This has been a really interesting game. But there is no reason at 58 minutes in the game should you be down there without vision. And now here comes a Vicar TP. Or Cho'Gath TP. So now it's a 4v5. There's a GA on Jinx. And it's going to be really hard for you guys to push in here. Now you all should be top still, because these super minions will do work. And nobody's on the Vigar. And one shot's that. And flash into it. Now they should just be able to walk down and end. Jinx should just be able to walk down and end. I mean, there is wards. Riven could TP backdoor, and they should be aware of that. But both inhibs are respawning here, so this is super risky. Oh, this game. Tuco leaves me and gives me an hour-long slugfest. So you guys dove a Jinx of GA, and then Vigar one-shot everybody. So it's actually going to be Baron. Somebody has to stay home and defend for red team. Riven can just backdoor this. We're getting to the point now where the tank line doesn't really do too much to minions to clear, so your carries do have to be able to hold that out for a while. So we see Frozen Heart finished. Pretty much everybody is full build at this point. You might see some boot switch offs here. Brand actually still needs an item. Banshee's got switched for Zhonya's. Again, the vision check. Riven, there's no need to be farming wolves. You have no need for gold. There's the ping out. Now she has flash. Vigar does have to be careful. Good catch on the Brand. There's two there. Jinx gets caught out, so this is another... Sorry guys, I'm trying here. This is another situation where they get caught out. So it ends up being a 1 for 2. Veigar is still up, so blue team should just go Baron and then try and get everything. Whew. Once they get that, they should rotate to Dragon, pick up 5th Dragon, get Elixir top offs, and just try and hopefully close the game out at this point. So, just get these waves pushed up, get bot wave pushed up. Wait for your Riven. Have Riven split again. You guys fight top lane. And hopefully we will see a victor come out of the next fight. Xin, you have to be careful here. You can't be up this far by yourself. And Vayne's gonna get this one out. 5th Dragon. Now push bot lane. And then start focusing these lanes. Whew. Xin, why are you in your jungle right now? You are wasting... You can't get any more items. You're wasting your Baron. Yeah, there you go. Somebody need Riven go bot lane. Everybody else go a different lane. You have to be super cautious as blue team. Because one misstep and they will end 2. We're at the point where every death matters. And we have fight breaking out. And Veigar didn't die. Good kiting by Vayne. But oh, Veigar, nice catch. They got 3 inhibs though, so really good play by blue team, even though a bunch of people died. That they just have to stay up here and pressure. Oh boy, so a lot happened there. Pretty much red team can't leave base. As we see, we have double supers coming up. Yep, there's a pink ward. Good pink ward. There's still one over here, so there's still potential. And it looks like Veigar's actually going to hold off just in case. Veigar has to protect. Ahri gets Jinx and gets out. That's really huge. And here's where a TP should happen. Riven, do you have it? Too late now, they backed, but... So blue team just needs to push up with their supers and just bottleneck them in the base slowly without getting picked by Veigar. I've been saying that all game, without getting picked by Veigar. Well, it's because it's true. Yep, so just keep pushing these in. Xin, you need to be with your team. I've been saying that a lot too. It seems like you've been, and Thresh have been off alone. Just, yep. Brand caught out here. And it looks like this might be GG. Minions are coming in. The catch, Riven, and that's game. They get the Vigar and they get the game at 66 minutes. I'm sorry if I died a little at the end there, but good lord, man. What a game. Alright. Let's look at some details here. Flip over to that, and we'll break down builds really quick. This was a long game and a lot happened. Whew. So let's see what we can get out of this one. Alright, let's get down the wards. Lots of wards placed by everybody. The ADCs aren't surprising. Jinx actually placed a real lot, got a lot of visions. This is because Jinx died a lot, so she was trying to provide vision for her team because she wasn't getting the gold. These numbers definitely should be higher. I'm somewhat at a loss here, but let's try and look at player builds really quick. Thresh, you were sometimes split pushing by yourself, and you need to be with the team. Let your carries get that gold. You don't need it, and you're rather important to your team. Also, this is a really bad buy. Don't get rid of Talisman. Talisman is really important late game, especially for ZZ Rot. Yeah, you made some nice Qs. I thought the game ended when you hit that really nice Q on Vigar and you guys didn't end, but you did make some good plays. You also got caught out a couple times. I think everybody got caught out a couple times. We'll move on. Ahri, you were playing the lane well, but just could never kill the Vigar. But you made plays in other lanes. So good on you for that. Build's fine. Then you were also by yourself a lot of times farming jungle at one point when you were capped. Also, you kept farming jungle even though you went warrior. If you're going to keep doing that into that stage of the game, you need a devourer. So those camps weren't as important when you were capped out on items. Let's see. You eventually switched over to full tank. You went Hydra early, but then transitioned into Banshees, Randuins. You did keep Blade, which is fine. Let you close distance on Vigar. But, you know, apply more pressure to your lanes early. The Souls actually, like bot lane and Riven did enough by themselves. But you still sort of pressured that mid lane more and shut down that Vigar. Vayne, it's really hard when Vigar's one-shotting you at every point in the game, but you did well. You got an early QSS. I don't agree with selling it. Should have kept that, especially when you sold it and then just got a mantle. There's no reason for that. Just keep that item. You can switch the Banshees eventually, which might have been the correct decision if you weren't confident in your QSS timings. So that's fine. You kited as well as you could. Played well. Riven, you threw away your advantages at times because you kept getting caught out 1v4 without vision. Yeah, build's fine. You went tanky enough where you wouldn't get one shot for your team. Good on you for that. You kept switching between GA a lot because, yeah, you kept getting it popped. But you made some nice plays, made some nice outplays. Cho'Gath, you lost lane super hard early and just kept falling behind because you kept trying to go in and farm when you really should just be soaking XP. You did go full tank, which helped your team out. And looks like you guys were turning around. You had some nice knockups, some nice silences at the end, but not quite enough. Jinx, you need to work on orb walking. YouTube it, Google it, whatever. You can't just stand in auto. You have to be focused on moving around at all times. You guys lost lane super hard. You did coming back at the end here, but turning it around a little bit by getting some resets. But make sure you work on that. That's something to improve on for next week. Lee, you made some nice plays. You were hitting some nice cues and making some nice setups for your Vigar. I actually would disagree with these Wraiths and just keep going Iron. You need to be that big front tanky guy. Let's see. You probably should have sold. I mean, that late in the game, you probably can get rid of this and go another tank item. Also, good job on the smite steals. Zin, work on your smiting too. You missed. This game probably could have been over way faster if you got 5th Dragon and that first Baron earlier. Vigar. You played that about as well as you could. The 2 times you got caught out near the end cost you, but you were huge. You were the reason your team was still in it. You were landing some clutch stuns. You were one-shotting people. You're doing Vigar things. It's sometimes it's that one mistake costs you the entire game. So you almost played perfect, but 3 times it's just enough to lose. But really well played. Way to keep your team in it. Yeah. And Brand, you guys kind of threw away bot lane early. I don't like that you went Amp Tome instead of getting an early Sightstone. This is a really late Sightstone. Sightstone should always be gotten as early as possible. Also, boots were really late here. If you're, instead of getting Mobies, might as well get Storks at this point. You went full damage, that's fine. But right, a couple times at the end there, you two got caught out. So, unfortunately, I can't say too much. I am exhausted, and I hope you guys didn't mind the solo cast. If you guys have any questions, comments, I can answer them as best I can. Just PM me in game, shoot me a message in League, on Twitter, and we will be back next week, same time, same place. We are going to reset the sheets on Sunday, so if you want to sign up or play again, tell your friends to sign up on Monday or late Sunday night. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks for sticking around for this long one with me, and catch you guys later.